It's Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Biajilu Ubu. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing amazing. Excellent morning, lady.
Looking very Christmassy right now.
Yeah.
Christmas is already in
I've already set up my tree in the house. We've done our Christmas decorations already.
Oh, nice.
Last year, we did a wuru to the center kind of work because the 2 years before, we had a professional come set up the tree. But last year, we didn't want to spend money, so we did it ourselves. I know I did not like how we just put the things together. So this time around, I called another professional because the other one has jackpad. The original one has jackpad. So I called another one to come set it up, and the house is looking really Christmassy. And yesterday, I spent it in the kitchen making soups for my Obodoyibo, who'll be coming back soon. So I made ofo onubu, Italy soup, ofo ora soup, and I made a dikaiko.
Nice.
So today I'll continue. I've not finished though. I'm going to make seafood okra today when I get back. And maybe nsala and some English sauces.
That comes back this
weekend. I'm loading him up.
You see flour on your net. I've gotten my witch's powers back.
I'm telling you.
Because I just need to taste. I can only imagine. But I need the ofonugu.
Ofonugu, okay.
I don't want it bland.
No, the bitter leaf.
I don't want it clean.
No, it's bitter.
Some taste
it's a
of
bit bitter.
Bitter leaf soup. I got to learn how to do these things, you know.
They're not hard.
They're very easy, right?
It's just for me, it's the effort. I don't have time.
I made bangasu sometimes. I mean, since
and
then.
You loved it, Abi?
And I used the can, though. I didn't use the...
No, we'd go... I pounded 8 day yesterday. We go local. I do it local.
Oh, wow.
For the richness,
yes, you did it local.
How you doing?
I'm fine. And...
Champaro beads, also every day, different beads color.
Let me quickly get the name of BS Crafts.
Okay, BS Crafts, they get you. Oh,
and she knew that, you know, she not have just knew that I would not wear a neck piece, and this was just so perfect.
Send me this beautiful necklace.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Lovely. And, you know, very good original quality beads. Great work that she does. I wanted to just ask my fans, if they're watching, if they have experienced siblings fight. Because holiday has come and it's everyday siblings fight in our house. They can be praying this minute and then one is knocking the other that you pushed me.
You stepped on me.
Yes, I had a lot of siblings fight, but this new dimension to things don't tire me. I need perspective to how you're dealing with it.
There's no new dimension. They are just children being children. They will have disagreements, and that's how they learn to have conversations and resolve conflict. So leave them to be children, please. Don't rush them.
Okay.
How you doing?
Today is a Thursday. I have quite a few things. I'm speaking at an event. Virtual, so it's in Lasso. Then I have a doctor's appointment in the afternoon, and I'm also going to be hosting the King of Comedy, Ali Baba, on IG Live.
Okay.
The handle is, I think, is at BOS Eco. That's Boss Eco NG. So we'll be live talking about economic migration, how you've been able to survive in Lagos, and how Lagos was able to impact. He's becoming the king of coming and all that stuff. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. It's a nice series we're having just to show the work Lagos State has done in different ways and how they can do better to enable better migration and people have economic stability in the city. I'm really excited about it.
5 p.m. today, right?
5 p.m. today on Instagram, so I'll definitely be there. Looking forward to it. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, today is going to be an interesting show. But first, we'll look at the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
The paper review. We just got news right now of the passing of His Excellency, the Ambassador to the Kingdom of Spain, Ademola Razak Seriki, CON. He passed on yesterday, and there was a message signed by the children that he passed away peacefully, surrounded by his family in Madrid, Spain. Our hearts go out to the entire family at this time. May his soul rest in peace. He was such a major pillar in Lagos State, and his works speaks for him, and we just hope that his families at this time would have the fortitude to bear the loss of their father's passing. Okay, let's move on to the paper review. Let's start with The Nation. Hiccups in PVC distribution. Huge crowd receives Tinubu in Mina. FEC okays 9.24 billion naira life insurance cover for public servants. Again, Obagbena lies without shame, manufacturers' own alternate reality. Senate to TBN adjust cash withdrawal limit. Federal government okays whistleblower bill to strengthen anti-graft war. Banks roll out redesigned Naira notes today. Oh, that's true. Today is 15th. Yeah.
I saw the notes in my...
And JAM remits 50 billion naira to federal government. All right. Let's start with which story?
Yes, so the story about the PVC. It said a lot of Nigerians stormed INEC offices in different local governments to pick up their permanent voters' cards. You know, they had said that January 22nd is the deadline for us to pick up our cards, and there were a lot of queues across the centers, and people were not able to find their cards. So for some people, their names had shown in the register that they were supposed to have picked up their cards. Their cards were supposed to have been ready, but they got there and either it's mixed up or they can't even find it, or it's not, they're speculating maybe it has not even been produced. And so INEC is calling for patience, saying that they are going to try as much as possible to address all issues. So they gave us reports of different states and the situations happening there. They said in Abia, the residents were told that their cards were going to be arriving from Abuja, and they have to wait for that. Across states, they have one issue or the other, but INEC is promising that they'll find a way to resolve it so that we can all pick up our cards.
We have good news for civil servants and public office holders in Nigeria. According to the Minister for Minister for Finance, Budget and National Planning, FEC has okayed 9.2 billion, 24 billion for the 2022-2023 group life insurance cover for Nigerian public servants. According to her, after the memorandum was presented by the head of the civil service of the Federation, it was approved and is meant to cover 30% of the annual emolument of any government worker who is deceased. And the cover is paid by the insurance companies to the beneficiaries of the deceased workers. I hope that, you know, the process of, you know, enforcement too goes as smoothly as this was read, and that nobody has to queue or suffer to get the entitlement of their parents as long as the paperwork is done.
Okay, so there's a lot of buzz happening between the Asiwaju's campaign committee and Arise TV owner Obagbina. So this thing started, I think, about a week ago, and after Obagbina had written out a press statement saying that the Asiwaju's team are refusing to allow him come to the town hall meetings. They were saying that they were against press, media freedom. And there was a huge article against the fact that why they were not allowing Asiwaju to come to Arise TV. Asiwaju's team actually then responded and accused Obagbina's team for actually not doing what they should have done. According to, I'm trying to look up for the reports here they had accused Obagbina of so many things, saying that he does not have the ethical standing to actually project or insist on them appearing before them at the town hall meeting. And they listed quite a number of things. He's notorious for not paying his salaries of his staff, notorious for causing his staff to go on unethical practices, his model of media practice, which he exported to South Africa, how he was banned and how he worked against MK Abiola by going to CNN saying that there was no election. There's so many things they've put together against Obagbina. Obagbina now replied again, and that insisted that, I mean, of course, he spoke against what they said against him and saying that he was insisting that they were still, they were not upholding the freedom of media by not allowing Asiwaju to come to Arise TV. Anyway, there's a lot of back and forth, and now the team has also responded again. It's brought a lot of up and down with these two areas, but the truth is that at the end of the day, what is more important to Nigerians is the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and on both sides, people should be allowed to express themselves.
It's also not right to bully a candidate
into coming to your
platform
party.
if they don't feel that secure. Because, you know, if you call it freedom of speech to speak at any candidate, it's not right to
insist. Why was it in that platform?
You can insist.
He was even saying that, according to Asiwaju, he was saying that they actually already planned their own media activities towards
it. Does not
include going to your station, so even any station actually, at least for now. Well, you see, it's a lot of back and forth. I didn't really want to go into the details, but the truth is that we want to move on from this. Let's take to another story. The Punch: banks reconfigure ATMs, new Naira enters circulation today. Kudirat Abiola's children sue federal government, demand $10 million. World Cup: brave Morocco bow out to France. FG opens second Niger bridge once again speeding. NNPC price slash fails to end fuel queues. FG approves new whistleblower bill, cancels tax holiday. INEC budgets 117 billion naira for anti-hacking software. Others. PNID, Nigeria's failed contract debt hits 5 trillion naira. Okay, which story are we taking?
Okay, so go on.
Okay, the petrol queues may likely continue, according to this report. They said many states, despite the fact that they had slashed 17 kobo from the ex-depot price of the commodity, all marketers are still not having enough oil to dispense. So members of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria said the supply of PMS by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited was still low, and many states outside Lagos and Abuja were not getting enough products. They said the queues are already abating in some states, which I have not seen because in Lagos, I'm in Lagos now, and I still see a lot of queues. And they say places like Abuja, Lagos still have the queues being abated. However, they are lacking products to dispense, and that's the major issue. Now, NNPC went ahead to reduce the ex-depot price of petrol from 148 naira 17 kobo to 148 naira. They removed the 17 kobo. However, that did not solve the issue. They still have a lot of places where there is no PMS to dispense to the people. So the question is now that it's not about the price, it's the fact that they do not have the products to dispense. And the transporters are saying that the marketers are saying that to convey the fuel from one point to another is costing them so much. So you can't put in money and lose money and then continue in that business. And you know that I think last week, DSS gave them about 24 hours to ensure that they open up and sell to everybody. But now that the 24 hours or 48 hours has elapsed, there's still no fuel. So what are you going to be selling to the people? That the DSS should have found a way to understand the problems the marketers have and find a way to solve it, not giving ultimatums that will not work.
Okay, so good news for the people traveling east this December. The federal government, through the Office of the Minister for Works and Housing, have declared the second Niger bridge open. The minister was there, Babatunde Fashola was there yesterday to commission the bridge for use, saying that, you know, the bridge starts to be temporarily open from the 15th of December to the 15th of January, where the other side inwards, the west, will be open for return for those who are traveling. It says that a lot of administrations have talked about the solution to the gridlock, usually on the first Niger bridge, but no administration was able to bring the solution. But President Muhammadu Buhari's administration brought this to light through various means of funding, including repatriated funds, you know, all sorts of means. And he says that he put out the disclaimer that the bridge is not finished work yet. He said, let me be clear again, we haven't finished construction on the bridge, but we would open it for people to use to relieve
This
pressure
period.
from the first bridge. On January 15th, we would reverse the movement so that inwards returning to the west for those coming from east to west. So great news, congratulations, and well done.
All right. Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch, and I was going to take the story. The children of the late Kudrat Abiola are suing the federal government $10 million for compensation. According to them, they're taking the government to ECOWAS Court of Justice, and their lawyer, Femi Falana, is filing the suit against the federal government. They're saying that, especially because Sergeant Barnabas Jabila, a member of the killer squad set up, had confessed at the city, if you recall, Okuta panel back in 2000, where he was asked about what happened concerning the murder of late Kudrat Abiola, and he had confessed that he had attempted to kill also Senator Ibrahim Adesanya and Alex Ibru on the instruction of Major Hamza Al-Mustafa, the chief security officer of Abacha at the time. He said that the killing of Kudrat by the armed agents of the defense was legal and violation of the human rights. So that's Falana speaking now. He had also said that they're expecting that the federal government pays $10 million compensation to the family, and also And there should be an order directing the defendant to charge Sergeant Barnabas Jabila and Muhammad Abdul, a.k.a. Katako, and Aminu Muhammad with murder for the brutal killing of the... So it's interesting that these guys are not charged for murder. These people that confessed to the killing have not been charged for murder. So, I mean, this is a case that we filed in ECOWAS court, and I hope, and thinking for how many years this happened, the families, especially the children of Kudrat, were never compensated. And I think this is a good thing for us to do at this time. Yeah. At this, taking it to ECOWAS court, hopefully they will get some justice.
Yeah. So the indigenous people of Biafra, led by Nnamdi Kanu, has sued the factional leader of the group, Simon Ekpa, over the declaration of a seat at home in the southeast. This was led out by Kanu's lead counsel, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, in a Facebook post. And he said Ekpa is the leader of a breakaway group, Autopilot Indigenous People of Biafra. And he said this was a reaction on Tuesday to Ekpa's sit-at-home order, and explaining that the suit was in response to the disturbing and false declarations in the region. And so they are going to be, he didn't give more details because he said the matter is already going to court. And this happened also because Ekpa on December 7th declared a 5-day sit-at-home across the southeast region to be observed from December 9th to the 14th. And, you know, according to him, when he mentioned this in his Twitter account, he said these are proactive measures being put in place by unnamed Biafra agitators to address the rising insecurity in the region, which was caused by the Nigerian government. So it's been a back and forth. You know, I've always suspected that at some point this sit-at-home will begin to eat the people of the southeast, because the reason they have been doing it, even the leader, Nnamdi Kanu, has come out to say that this is not going to pay us and has put a stop to it. But from time to time I hear, because I have a family member in Imo, and I hear we're not going to work again, there's another sit-at-home, and I'm wondering, but Nnamdi Kanu is not talking about this sit-at-home. So I'm glad that he has discovered this particular person who is peddling all this and taking him to court.
Okay. Daily Sun, Senate asks CBN to adjust withdrawal limits. Sit-at-home costs Southeast 4 trillion naira. 2023 polls won't cause Nigeria's breakup, says Khan. PSC promotes 745 police officers and others. 4th Mainland Bridge, stakeholders okay kickoff as government allays fears of landowners. Are people selling PVCs for pittance? Northern elders lament. FG approves new whistleblower bill, okays 9.24 billion naira insurance cover for all public servants. Enugu Assembly clarifies stand, comments Gwanyi on security. Okay, which story?
Major headline. The Senate yesterday got the report of its committee on banking, insurance, and other financial institutions. And the chairman of the committee was saying that the new cash withdrawal limit was a well-conceived idea by the CBN for the transformation of the nation's economy, and that the action falls within the mandate of the Apex Bank. And he quoted the sections of the act that empowers the CBN. But then the session just went into Gidigbo Gaga. Well, Ajibola Bashir, Senator Ajibola Bashir was the first to kick against it. He called it nebulous, he called it vague. That's the report. And then he went on and said that the CBN cannot make policies for people. You know, the policies are made for people, and people are not made for policies. Policies are made for people, so they must be people oriented. And he says that 100,000 per week and 500. Other senators also agreed with him that, timing is even an issue. But, he says that limit is going to cause hardship for businesses. And now that they're celebrating that there are several POS operators in the country, people are now getting employed. This is, of course, going to limit them. So at the end of the day, they asked the CBN to please review the withdrawal limits and see how far.
All right, so after yesterday's FEC meeting, the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, was saying that the federal government had noticed how many whistleblowers are refused to come forward. If you recall, this policy or this bill was brought in 2016, where they noticed that there was a possibility for people to come forward with information, and then they'll give them about 2.5% to 5% of whatever it is they find. But unfortunately, after doing some research across the 6 geopolitical zones, they realized that many people don't come forward because of fear. According to them, they don't feel secure with that information. They feel that somehow these things get back to people and then it harms them. So they're proposing a new bill to strengthen the whistleblower policies so that people can be willing to come forward with adequate information for prosecution of people who need to be prosecuted. criminals, yes. Okay, Vanguard, our final paper this morning. Let's see how much time we have. Buhari, I've done my best. Afenifere Ohaneze, others differ. Excitement as NPA is ranked high in performance. White paper on NDDC forensic audit out soon, says federal government. 4th mainland bridge, Lagos allays fares over compensation. Any thought of military coup is archaic, says General Irabo. $46.16 billion loss to oil theft in 12 years, says Naiti. Buying of PVCs attempt to suppress our votes, says Northern Elders. Why 24-hour joint patrol failed, says Southeast Governors. Petrol, we're working to end shortage nationwide, says marketers. We constructed second Niger bridge with recovered looted funds, says Fashola. Okay. Okay, so that answers some of your questions on this looted bill matter.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NATI, has backed the federal government's new panel on oil theft called the Special Investigative Panel on Oil Theft and Losses. And they said that in 20 years, starting 2009 to 2020, Nigeria has lost 619.7 million barrels of crude oil valued at $46.16 billion or 16.25 trillion naira. And in another paper, they said to the elite. That, I think, is vague. I hope that this special panel will help us, because we know that there were those indicted for subsidy theft that received that money. That prosecution did not show anybody. Nobody has gone to jail for it. So we hope that this panel will give us results, so that, because oil theft is huge. And it goes to the core of our existence as a nation, because that is what we feed on as a nation. And so they should take it with the seriousness that it deserves. I like that the NATI was giving us breakdown as an agency on how this has affected, and the amount, figures per year that they are putting to it is outrageous for a year. So
quickly, the Northern Elders Forum on Wednesday corroborated the alarm raised by INEC that some politicians were buying up permanent voter cards to manipulate the 2023 general election. So they did their own investigations and found that, you know, these politicians are going to the local government and giving people as little as 2,000 naira to collect their PVCs. So sometimes they promise them that they want to use it for a relief program. So they'll give them the money. They need the card so that they will continue giving them, you know, relief for their issues, and then they don't get these cards back. And so they are raising an alarm and saying that the federal government needs to do more, you know, to ensure that everybody has an opportunity to vote. At least keep your PVCs to yourself. It's your right. You're going to be selling your rights. I would like that they go to the local governments and speak to their people in their local languages and tell them the benefit or the importance of holding on to their PVCs and voting who they want, as again just calling on the federal government. This is a grassroots issue that I think the Northern Elders Forum should handle locally. Okay,
well, we'll see how that goes. We have to wrap up. Our president was in America, D.C., speaking to some leaders, saying that he has done his best.
He won.
That's all we can take on this paper review. When we come back, move on to our our sponsored segment by iCreate. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. It's that time when we speak with another child who has been impacted by the iCreate Club, sponsored by Vitafoam Nigeria PLC, and is focused on nurturing creativity across the 100 primary schools in which it operates. Modesola is with us, and I'd like her to introduce herself. But before hearing more from Modesola, we'll watch a clip. Let me just hear from Modesola. How are you doing? Tell us about yourself.
I'm Modesola Alumaba. I'm 8 years old. I attend T-Top School, Magodo. I'm in year 4, Bluebell.
Oh, you're in year 4? Nice. I have 2 kids too in year 4. That's cool. All right, let's go and watch a clip to see how she introduces herself in this video.
One day, I was cooking jollof rice. I went to lay down, and soon I fell asleep. And when I woke up, my house was on fire. I didn't have a fire extinguisher, so I panicked. But my name is Modesola Olumoba. I attend Teacher School Magodo. What you just had me read is the introduction to my latest short story. I love writing stories. It is one of the ways I explore my creativity. And ever since I came second in the I Create Club Vitaphone competition, I have started believing more and more in my creativity. Of all the prizes I've won, I think my best is getting to be. But it's actually kind of scary because I am very, very shy. But I know I can do it. My parents believe in me. My teachers believe in me. I Create Club believes in me. Vitaphone believes in me. So I believe in myself.
Nice. Well
Believe in
done.
you too.
Believe in you.
Yeah.
Seeing from the video, it seems like you like writing stories. Tell us, what's the best part in coming up with your story, with a story?
Seeing people like my stories.
I already love that even haven't read.
Wow. So how many stories have you written so far?
A lot.
Like how many?
You don't have a number?
So when should we expect to see a published book for Modesola?
I don't really know.
Sorry?
I don't really know.
You're not sure yet? Oh, okay, don't worry.
Let's
Okay,
move on to
that's
your
fine.
artwork. Tell us, the theme was ocean, and you decided to paint a turtle. Of all the animals in the world, why did you choose a turtle?
Because I like turtles and I like the way they get protected by their shells.
Wow. So turtles and tortoise, they are a bit similar. Can you tell us the differences?
A turtle shell is flatter than a tortoise. And also, a turtle lives underwater and a tortoise lives on land.
Oh, wow.
We didn't get to meet you, teacher, because she was talking about in the video that she's very shy. Tell me how I Create Club and Vitaphone has helped to build her confidence, but also introduce yourself so that we know who you are.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Debbie Abraham, the HOS T-Top Northern Primary School.
Head of school, okay.
Yeah. So actually, Mode used to be a very shy child,
Yes.
even when she came into the school. But with the help of the school itself, have been working on her. Like, if you want to be great, you want to do something, better, and as a unique child that we are trying to bring out from every child, then you need to take all the shyness. But it doesn't just happen in one day.
Right.
So Vitaphone, the I Create Club really did a lot. Trying to help the kids to be their best. And they also help them to bring out their God-given talent hidden with their work, their creativity, where they're really into it to assist children.
Okay, Vitaphone has been a brand behind, I Create Club's work with the kids. What would you like to say about Vitaphone?
Well, Vitaphone as a company, just the best I can say is they are really interested in the educational aspects. So many other companies tend to do other things great. Right. Nobody's saying they're not doing well. But for those companies like Vitaphone that have the thoughts, educational system is one thing we should all look into because they are the future leaders. Right. So Vitaphone are doing a whole lot, and I give it to them.
Okay, so last year the I Create Club was in about 60 schools, and this year they expanded to about 100 schools. Yeah. What gives you the confidence that your school will remain in the top?
Wow. Being at the top, we always remain at the top because we're not relating in any way to ensure that these kids get the best out of them in the area of creativity. Creativity is life. And for that very good thing that the I Create Club have done, being in 60 schools, now 100, and of course they're even going further, to like 200 schools because they are both integrating the nursery, primary, private, nursery, primary, secondary, government. Right. So they've really intruded into other aspects. But that doesn't mean we are still at the top and we'll remain at the top.
But let me come to you. Were you scared coming on TV?
Yes.
Are you still scared?
No.
Fantastic. I like your school because I know you have a huge field. You guys run around in that field. So tell us how I Create Club has helped you to be more confident. Have they helped you?
Yes.
So, okay, just tell us. We're about to finish our interview. I want to go home with one thing about Modeshala. Tell me one thing about yourself that you'd like me to know. How many siblings you have, your favorite food, stuff like that.
Why
Have-
you love to write?
I have one sibling.
Nice.
My favorite food is rice.
What kind of rice? There are plenty of rice. There's fried rice, there's jollof rice, there's coconut rice, there's all sorts of rice. Which one?
Rice and stew.
Rice and stew. Yeah, I like that too. There's a lot of beans. You like beans? I'm trying to get you to relax. Okay, she's so nervous, but it's okay.
She's a very shy girl.
Yes,
That
obviously.
explains why writing comes easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what final words would you tell I Create Club?
Thank you, I Create, for making me more confident and creative in my work.
Thank you.
Amazing.
So the book you have, does it have a name?
Your short stories?
It's just any of them?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about one story? Just one story before we close. No, I'm not in a hurry. I'll wait for you. Any story?
I don't remember.
You can't remember? Okay, we'll talk about it after.
We'll put all the
Thank you
titles
so much, I Create, for the amazing work they've been doing so far. We know that they and Vital have come together to invest in a lot of children, both in public and private schools. And we've seen the great developments in this case, and I just hope that they continue to impart many children across the country. Let's go on a break. When we come back, move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Join us on the show now is the category manager for beverages at Olam Nigeria Limited, Oluwatoyin Popola Dania. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So I know you're managing Fresh Yo. Tell us a bit about the Fresh Yo yogurt.
Okay, Fresh Yo is actually a brand of yogurts made from dairy products. And it's enriched with a lot of vitamins and minerals that help, boost the immune system and also support healthy growth. And you know that this age and time that we are in, especially because of the pandemic, the COVID-19, it actually, brought about a bit of awareness in people for them to know that it's good to live healthy, to live a healthy lifestyle. And with the yogurt, you can go about your life, staying healthy, because on the go, you can have this drink, take it, and then stay healthy all through the day. Or let me just put it as stay energized all through the day. So even on the go, you can stay refreshed because you can just grab a bottle of Fresh Yo and then you stay active all through the day. And when you want to go to bed, after going through all the stress in Lagos or wherever you are in the country, you can just, calm down with a bottle of Fresh Yo. So it's a very healthy product for everyone.
Is an easily accessible piece of yogurt for those who know the benefits of yogurt. I'd like you to highlight the benefits of yogurt.
Yeah, so just like you mentioned, that it's easily accessible. It's made here in Nigeria, so it's not a product that is imported that you feel like, oh, today I see it, tomorrow I don't see it. And the fact that it's made in Nigeria makes it fresh. So you access a product that is fresh and also healthy for your body. It has calcium, and we know calcium supports healthy teeth, bones, and the rest of that. And even the vitamins D, B6, and B12, which also helps, to boost your immune system, helps your daily growth, and then most of the foods we eat in Nigeria, they are mostly carbohydrates. So you need a product like yogurt, Fresh Yo, to make sure that you're well nourished and you have a balanced diet all day. And like I was saying, that because of COVID, we are more health conscious. And even though sometimes we say, oh, I want to be healthy, I want to do things differently, we still do not want to leave out some things that we enjoy. So I will tell you that, oh no, now I want to be going to the gym regularly, I want to be doing this. but I'm not going to the gym regularly. But there are certain things you can also do to stay active. So you leave your house in the morning, you know you're going to have a very busy day. You may not even be able to have a proper breakfast. But by the time you have, grabbed a bottle of fresh you drink it on the go, maybe while you're in the traffic, or while you're just heading to work, or while you just get to work before you start your day. You drink it, you stay active and refreshed for the day. It
nourishes you.
Yes, so you are nourished and fine for the day till you are able to eat a proper meal. And even at night when you've gone under the sun and rain, everything has, happened to you. You just want to chill, like relax, and then you just have that chilled bottle of fresh air with you.
And chilling.
You just, when they say Netflix and chill, so it's something like it goes very well.
Fresh and chill.
Yeah, just have your eyes and the fresh drink, and you're just
amazing.
made. So it nourishes you, and it's for both adults and children.
Okay.
So even as mothers, you don't want your kids having just fizzy drinks all the time. You also want them to take something more healthy. So fresh air is there for the kids that they can have in a lunchbox and what have you.
So there are a lot of yogurt brands all over. And, most times consumers are worried about which one. What stands Freshio out? What makes your brand unique?
Okay. So what I would say as the unique benefit of Freshio is the fact that we listen to consumers. So today you're telling us that, oh, this is what matters to you, especially during that COVID time that everybody started thinking that how healthy option is what they should go for. We had to improve the quality of the product to say, okay, so what are those necessary vitamins that needs to be put into this? And then we tested it again with the consumers to say, so this is it. What do you think about it? So our unique benefits boils down to listening to the consumers, knowing what the audience needs, and then ensuring that that enrichment happens for it. So that's why you see that it's enriched or improved with all these vitamins, calcium, and then zinc that helps to nourish the body. So it's about the health benefits.
How many flavors do you have?
We have 3 flavors. The plain sweetened, which most people know. We have strawberry. And then we have one that I will call my beloved, mixed berry. Have you had it?
No.
I have not.
You have unsweetened. Some of us are running from sugar.
Well, Freshio is not fine. It's sweetened, but it is not sugary. It's balanced.
Nice.
So it's sour, and then it's sweetened, not...
I like that, because those foreign ones always have so much sugar. You guys understand that we need to be healthy.
So it's balanced, yeah. So there was one at a time, people were like, oh, no, it's sugary, it's this. And when we tested with them, we had more people saying, oh, it's sugary, can you bring it down? Even though we know that kids will like the sugary, this and that. So we balanced it. And so if you're saying that you don't want it sugary, you don't want it to be, without sugar, it's a balance now, so you are good. Fantastic. If you now want it to be more sweetened, you can always add the nuts and the rest. In fact, when you add nuts, all those berries and all to it, it's a whole meal on its own.
Are you kidding me?
I'm already, even me, I'm already just imagining it in my head, like, oh, just imagine we have it on this table and God just calming down.
For those who don't know, where are the places where you can find, get Freshio now?
So Freshio is available in every trade channels, open markets, the likes of your Mushin or Karen, anywhere in the country. Modern trade outlets like ShopRite, Spar, Ebano, all those things that you see there. Within your neighborhood too, like all the usual Mommy Ruka, all those people too. You get it there because the whole idea is let it be accessible for everybody, because we cannot say, oh, Freshio is there to make you lead active lifestyle. And when it's time for them, to have it, it's not there. So the whole idea is drive distribution around and make sure this product is not just for it to be produced and then left in the warehouse. It's for people to have access to it.
Any special package for this Christmas, right now?
Yeah, we are actually running a digital campaign, themed gift of the season, because we always feel that it's not until you have so much money or I don't know how to put it, like you do something really big to show your loved ones that you really care about them. So we have some special packages in the modern trade outlets that people can pick on. And then we're also running a digital campaign themed gift of the season. So we see Freshio as a gift of the season. So you have these special people that you want to have nice time with, pick Freshio, dine with them. You can post on the social media, tag at Freshio on either Facebook or Instagram. And then you get to win prizes, cash prizes, as well as products on the digital platform. And beyond that, what we say to people now is, it's festive season, the time where you have opportunity to bond more with your loved ones to relax. Even if you don't have so much money to do things in a big way. Put on your TV, enjoy good drama or movie. Put fresh
You look
air.
like you like TV.
No,
Talk about this about this is the third time talking about this.
I like to
like
enjoy
life.
life. I like to enjoy life.
Soft
So
life.
just put, yeah, soft, without breaking the bank. So just be there. And kids are on holiday.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to take them out because you know...
fresh air in our
Auntie,
life.
thank you. Don't finish. All right, so don't hear. All right, is there any handle we should follow or anything so I can get more details or phone number?
Yeah. So on the social media, so follow at Fresh Show NG on Instagram, on Facebook, as well as Twitter. We're also there on YouTube where you can watch some of our
Can we
ads
order
and-
online or we have to go to the store?
Yes, you can actually order online on the
Fantastic.
e-commerce site, Jumia,
Oh,
Konga,
fantastic,
or what have
because
you. Yes.
Some of us just like to stay in our house and bring the
Yeah, we like
Honestly, I
comfort
don't
now.
like
You know,
Jumia.
that baby girl lifestyle.
Oh yeah,
kind of thing.
Auntie, are you pampered? What's that word you use?
Moneyed.
You're moneyed. You don't pamper it. They take care of you. You like life.
I like that soft life.
Fantastic. Okay, that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, bringing our special guest who's going to be gisting with us today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us now on the show is Her Royal Majesty, Queen Tobi Phillips Ogunwusi. She's an Olori to the revered monarch of Ile-Ife, Ooni Adeyeyi Enitan Ogunwusi, Ojaja II. We're so excited to have her on the show. Welcome to the show. Show Her Royal Majesty.
Thank you very much.
You look very queenly.
Regal.
Very regal.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So today we're just going to be talking about different things, getting to know you better, because on this show we're women and we'd like to learn from each other's experiences. And when we hear of a queen like you and we say we're a bit curious on how it is, how you started off, because I know you've been into the pageantry business for a long time. You've been a queen at different levels. You've been a supermodel. You've won so many awards. Let's start with your background. How did you start in Unilag? You went to Unilag. How did you get into pageantry? And how did you emerge queen? How did you go to so many pageantries and became the winners? And how has that been before you became the real queen of Ile-Ife? Let's start from the beginning. How was that for you?
Okay. In secondary school,
Yeah, any way you want to start.
I was just walking past the SS3 class,
Okay.
and one of the seniors just said, "Phillips, come and show them how to catwalk." This was towards the end of the term. So they were planning to have Miss Foundation. The name of the school was First Foundation Comprehensive High School. So I then just came in and did my work, and she was like, "You guys should learn from her, blah, blah, blah." And she was speaking to SS2 students, and I was in GSS3.
Oh.
So she then said, "Do I want to join them?" I was like, "Yeah, but I have to ask my mom." So I got home, told my mom was like, "Hey, she better come and change her shorty." All right, no problem. So she gave me native outfits, then the princess dress, you know, those things that children wear, you know, the ball dresses and all that. So then I contested. And then they noticed that I tied my gele myself.
Wow, in GSS3.
Yeah. Every other children were running around looking for their auntie or their mommy to tie their gele for them. And I answered my questions confidently, and I won. So I went home with an entourage. So my father was looking down the balcony and was like, "Kilo shele o."
What happened to my daughter?
Yeah, and it turns out that, okay, I was Miss of secondary school. So through SS1, 2, 3, they didn't choose any other queen. Then I was head girl, whatever. Handed
So
over.
you're smart too.
Yeah, I'm book smart. Actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm book smart.
Wow.
If I want to be.
Right. So you're queen, beauty, and then you're head girl and brains. So then let's take us from secondary school into university.
Yeah, so I got into university that same year, and I usually would just parade the what's it called,
Hostel.
the dorm, the hostel. You know, like I had a friend, God bless her soul. We would dance
Yeah.
and catwalk
Nice.
on the corridor after class. So people were always like, these two, but she was on the plump side, and I was like skinny. So towards whole week, one of the ladies in my room said, I should contest for Miss MTH. That was the hostel, Madam Tinubu Hall, in Lag. And I was like, should I? Yeah, I will. So then they propped me up, got me a dress, like a dinner gown, a green dress. Then called my mom for my native. She sent it to me and all that.
So you won that one, Sha, because we have plenty of questions for you. This is just
I won, and Helen Paul played a part in that. Yeah, because she gave me some pep talk prior to the contest, and she was like, "Don't worry, just be confident, just do your thing, and you're going to win." And then my late friend went to my faculty, called everybody
to come and support you.
And you know, the loudest cheer usually would get it, especially if the person is smart.
Yeah.
So like, it was a no.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So then
let me let the ladies come in here for a minute.
Yeah. So I did a bit of pageantry myself, and there was an issue most models faced at the time, which was people would judge you because you're into pageantry as dull before you even open your mouth. Did you get that kind of treatment?
I still get that till date. But sometimes people end up saying you're so unassuming. And also because I know that people will judge you, I took out time to improve myself on everything I wanted to know. So that when you eventually meet me, you know that, okay,
she's not all beauty.
Yeah.
It's much more than beauty.
Yeah. I used to have this quote. In fact, I set it as an alarm for some years. Be undeniably good.
Undeniably.
That's sweet.
I like that.
So I had a period of time in my life where I tried to hone my skills. I tried to improve myself on every aspect I thought I needed.
Right. Fantastic. I like that.
So let's talk about post-university and, work experience.
Okay.
You worked with the LIRS in Lagos.
Yeah.
How was that experience? And what skills would you say you took away from that, into your present role as Olori?
Okay. So I worked at LRS for about 2 years. I met different kind of people,
I smile like it's bringing plenty memories back.
Yeah, it is actually.
Tell us something interesting about LIRS.
Yeah, I met different kind of people. Right. And my then boss, she was nice to me. She just liked me. But she's late now, Mrs. Disu. But at some point we had clashes because at first she thought I was just a doll.
Dumb blonde.
Yeah. But each time there was a task or to update some account or whatever, I just do my thing. And they're like surprised that I even submit my own reports
earlier
before
than the rest.
Some people.
Right.
So
okay, let's get to the fun part. How did a king spots you like this, as beautiful as you are? Where was he standing? When he spotted you?
On the roof like that.
Okay, don't help us once I didn't ask you a question.
How can you not spot you? Fine girl like you.
I mean, wait, was it that you went to a club, you met him, or you went to a party, you met somebody? I mean, I'm wondering, where did he see fine girl like you? And the kind of people he's been gathering, they are very fine people. Though. How did he find
club?
you?
I don't even club. Like I hadn't even been to a club in like 7-8 years.
Okay. That was just a joke.
Like,
but
it's not my thing.
How did you meet your husband?
Series of events happened, and I think that year I was just praying, God, I want to get married.
Yeah.
And somebody just called me one day and said, do you want to get married? I was like, what happened? No. And the guy said, would you like to get married to Ooni of Ife? I was like, huh? What's that? And he was like, for real, for real. I was like, don't joke. And then introduced me. And I didn't take it seriously because I was like, okay, so what is going on? But then we met and started dating, but there was like so many interference.
Yeah. And
we didn't get married.
Aww.
And that was quite devastating for me.
Aww. So you did fall in love with him?
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
I won't be here today if I didn't.
Hey, listen, we had different ages. I'm happy that there was a part where you guys actually dated and fell in love.
Okay,
well, I always promised myself that I will marry who I love. So not, take a look at me, I'm a fine girl.
Trust me, Absolutely.
We can see that.
So like, it's not like I didn't get people who say, yeah, marry me, marry me, marry me. But also there are some values I will want in who I want to be with.
Fantastic.
And he has that. So that's why I'm here.
I'm happy. See, that's such good to know, and I love that because people need to know that it wasn't something that just happened. It was something that was a process, and it's an interesting story. We're going to dig further a bit. Don't worry, we'll relax a bit and ask generally because this auntie here has been a proponent of polygamy. So we'll discuss that when we come back. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we still have the Queen with us, Queen Tobi with us. We're talking, Busy had a question for the break. Go ahead.
Yes, so I'm curious how polygamy plays out because I've been exploring the option that what if that is a sort of panacea to the problems of cheating we have these days? Because I remember that back in the days, polygamy was what African culture practiced, except you as a man decide to just stay with one wife. But polygamy was rife and it was the culture. And that saved us the heartbreak of, catching your husband here today, going to break bottle with another woman tomorrow. You knew that if he liked somebody, he would bring the person home and you would approve. So tell me how it plays out now that you fell in love with him. How he shares the love in such a way that you're satisfied with the attention you get.
Okay, first of being in this situation where there are other Oloris, I understand that he's not going to have that time every day.
For you.
And also, he's a busy man.
Right.
And also, I'm busy.
Right. Yeah.
Apart from trying to get into the activities of being a queen,
Right.
I'm someone who's never less busy.
Right.
So I'm not a, what do they call it?
Play around.
Not that word.
Idol.
No, yeah, we can use that, Sha, but like, I'm not that type of person who would cling on to you every day. Yeah.
Not gum-gum.
No, I'm not the gum-gum type of lover. So,
Right. So tell us, because sorry,
I
darling.
wanted to, tap into the reaction of your parents.
okay.
How did they take the news that you were becoming Olori? Because that would scare, if you understand tradition.
Yeah.
Some parents would be like, it's a bigger title. Then how did they receive the fact that, polygamy was the option you chose?
My mom was a bit worried at first, but also she's like, "But you're balloon shift any because we've been through quite a roller coaster ride pertaining to the relationship and all that." So,
Your dad?
Ibitori, that's it. My
objecting
mom.
Initially?
They never objected. Contrary to what they wrote online, they never objected.
Oh, fantastic. So, how is the routine like? And the reason why I'm asking is because people find polygamy so foreign, except for people like Nima. She has the fact, I'm not going to exempt you because she's a monogamous relationship you might have. But people always, they always try to figure it out, like how do they manage 6 wives? Isn't that Monday is for you, Tuesday is for the next person? Please, like, did you share it? Because when I was growing up, my father was a polygamist. So Monday through Thursday, he was in my house. Friday to Sunday, he was in my stepmother's house. So we knew the routine was very clear. So how is it in your own end? Or is it that, is there a schedule? Is there a roster? Or is it timetable? And how you just, whenever you see the king,
You
that's
collect.
it, that he shows.
I don't think
He's
there's
a collector.
a-
That one no concern me.
I
Whenever
don't
you see
think
the king, he
there's
shows
a
up. Right?
timetable or
But there's no
whatever.
timetable.
So just manage our time according to.
So whenever he shows up, he shows up.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, so he chooses when to see anyone.
I don't know yet.
Nice.
Aren't you afraid that could cause something in future where probably he prefers one person to the
Do
others?
you even care? If you're in a polygamous relationship, you wouldn't care, right?
No, I
Nobody
would
prefers.
care. See,
Let her
if it's
answer.
supposed to be equal, let it be equal. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, sorry.
It's
Then
a
it's
question.
left for him to be able to manage that angle, you know.
Okay, Tobi, if you had certain objections as to maybe you wanted time, And, you know, because he's a king, number one, you know, time is not something he controls.
Yeah.
He can be in council, he can be busy. And then the other women understands that, but then you say that at this time he's now committed to even maybe emotionally seeing the women, but you're not feeling, you feel like you don't have enough of his time. How do you communicate it? Do you think you're in that kind of relationship where you can express it?
Yeah, that's where communication comes in. I'm a very outspoken person.
Clearly.
And I wouldn't be in a situation where I can talk to you and tell you how I feel without offending you.
Of course.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
You know, one of the reasons why I really was excited
already.
about this conversation is because I was telling people that in Africa, we put a lot of things in secrecy. You know, when Queen died recently, a lot of information about the royal family came out, and people, the world was looking at them in admiration of what the culture, the customs. And it's important that we get to know more about the Ooni, the lifestyle. You know, it helps us to have a better understanding so that we judge less and we have a true understanding. So that's why we're throwing these few questions into you. So I want you to be comfortable. Now, let's talk about your future. I mean, you have a business you're running. Many polygamous homes say it's me and my children. What are the next steps for you? Are you building a business, or you're just waiting for whatever it is that comes with your position as a queen?
Okay. So first off, I'm a fashion designer. I made this dress.
You made it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. I'm also an artist.
Nice.
A mixed media artist, so I paint as well.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just trying to flesh out my business.
Fantastic.
QTP Luxury, yeah, made this
Oh,
dress.
nice.
The Fairy Artist as an artist. And I'm just trying to flesh out my business and also find a way to merge it with being a queen, you know, the responsibilities that come with that. So with time, I would establish my business in a way that suits being queen.
Your role.
And you can hold your own.
Yeah.
But I love that, you know, because the Oloris in the past, people never knew had businesses.
Oh.
They had careers. If you read African history well, the Oloris had businesses and they were known for their strength. But, you know, they would downplay the successes because of the role that they play. So, and modernity, people started thinking, just sit proper and sit pretty as an Olori. I love that. And I love the dress.
Thank you very much.
I think it's just, you know, spectacular. It's just so beautiful.
Do you feel that he's a demigod, or, you know, is this... You know, I always feel like when the Ooni comes in, yeah, he's the Ooni of it.
Ikeji-Osha.
You know, Ikeji Osha.
Second to the gods.
Like,
only.
how do you feel in his presence? Is it
Second
like
only to the gods.
Ojaja Keji.
Yeah.
Ojaja
Have you had to
Fidiote
learn?
Jale.
Have you had to learn more the culture? And
She was telling us,
that's it.
Onki Oba, boy, Eki Oba ton.
Ọ̀jájá fìdí ọ̀tẹ̀ jálẹ̀, ọmọ ayítítí ogun, ọmọ ẹtìrí ogun, káre ò lẹ́yọ̀ọ́, ajé okùn Ọ̀ọ̀ni, ó táyé sọ bí igbá, ọmọ láàdé, ọmọ ìbírọ̀, ọmọ àjọngbọ́dọ̀, ọmọ òsùnmẹ́rú tìkùn. That's Ọ̀jájá Kejì, Kábíyèsí. So he holds that position because God made it possible. So it has a substance to his presence. So, yeah.
All this praise now is doing me jiggy in my
It's doing
body.
me
How do you
jiggy.
get down to the real thing? Do you start with the praises, or you come
Hey,
as you are?
BC breakfast show.
no, listen, please,
Yeah.
calm down. Didn't ask you a
Hey.
question.
Do you start with the praises?
Tobi,
you
don't
know,
answer. Oh.
allow her now. Or when it's that time, he becomes a human being and attends to you.
Becomes mortal.
Becomes mortal.
I'm not going to be telling you that.
Oh, okay. Tick. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, interesting. So, oh my goodness. I'm just trying to picture the story, man. Okay, let's put on aside.
Let's talk about pastime with the king. You know, sometimes he leaves all this, you know, substance, the office, and is
Just
down.
himself.
How is your relationship? Does he chat? Does he play games?
Funny.
Is it funny?
Does it
What
tickle
kind of
you? Is
person?
it funny? Is it a nice guy?
He's actually a funny person. You should have noticed from some of the videos on social media, the way he talks to people. He's friendly. Yeah, so...
Tell us something about the culture. I'd like us to learn from you. I see a lot of people wearing white around him.
Okay.
A lot of the wives have to wear white. Is that correct? Are you allowed to wear other colors? I mean, some of us are confused. We just see them all wearing white. Is that the uniform, or is that the tradition that's supposed to be, or you can wear any color in his presence?
That's the tradition. But if you choose to wear other colors, as long as it's not really black or red, then you're good. Okay, but coral bead is like red, so it depends on.
You don't wear red?
Normally, I don't even like red because
No,
it washes my skin tone.
I'm surprised that, the Oloris they stay away from red.
No, they're just...
No, I'm just saying, like, Yoruba people has a thing about red and black,
So, but in his presence, you have to be white.
Not necessarily. It just depends on what choice of color you like. But white is the color of the day, anytime, any day. So, like, yeah.
Okay.
So how do you get along with other wives? Yes. How is the relationship?
Are you guys friends?
Them, yeah.
You say, mommy wa, or just, hey, girls?
Is there an elder? Yes.
Yeah, of course.
You're the youngest?
I'm the youngest.
Okay, so how do you relate to the others?
Olori ma, I don't know. I chose to put ma.
Okay.
Ordinarily, I don't disrespect people because I wasn't brought up that way.
Yeah.
So I met some of them, and we get along nicely.
Yeah. They're respectful to you.
Tobi, help me. I have this confusion because when the Ooni ascended, it seemed like he was more Christian than he was traditional for the title that he held, which was very traditional. And you see, each of the events that are traditional events, when it now comes out, when they do the orals, sometimes they release the doves, and, certain traditional rites, which have you witnessed that, shocked you? Or do you just find them all easy to, to be involved in? Do you have anything that you're scared of?
No, I'm not scared of anything.
Okay, so do you carry out any of them on his behalf or with him?
I have just
would you?
Come in officially in just about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh, okay.
So,
That's so fresh. Aren't you supposed to be in your honeymoon?
So I witnessed a few, and there's nothing to be scared of. Though generally, as Nigerians, we like to associate with Christianity and being Muslim, But Asha Baba Babawa is the tradition.
Yes.
That's how our
forefathers.
great-grandfathers and all that, that's how they communicate with God, through some deities and all that. And him being a traditional ruler, he cannot neglect that part. Him being a Christian, as how he was brought up, from coming from a Christian background, is on the side. But now he is a king, and he has to honor, custodian of culture. He has to honor the
ancestors and all the beliefs. All right, so let's talk about, let me pack that for a moment, because I'm really interested in your choices as a young person. You're pretty young, and a lot of young girls are looking at you and saying, okay, if another king says they would like to marry me, what are the things you had to contend with before making that decision? When you got that call from somebody who says, do you want to get married? Are you interested in meeting the Ooni and all that? What are the things that ran through your head? I want you to help explain, because there's another girl out there now thinking of not just a king, but even a polygamous relationship. A married man, a second married man is saying, has 2 wives, 3 wives, saying, I want to marry, and he's serious, and he's a polygamist. What are the things you have to contend with? What are the good, the bad, that you can help that person who's trying to make a decision on polygamy? Should they do it or should they not do it? How?
On polygamy.
Polygamy especially, yes.
If you find that the person suits some certain criteria that are non-negotiable for you, then you go with it. I mean, ordinarily, I never imagined that I would find myself in a polygamous setting.
Okay.
But I always had some non-negotiables.
Like? Please tell us. We're learning from you. Tell us.
I always had some non-negotiables, so yeah.
He has to have money? That's important. Hey, listen, don't be...
No, of course, money is important.
Right.
But you can always make money.
Yeah.
Right. But...
I'm listening.
Is he
Fear of
kind?
God.
He's a kind person. I wouldn't be with somebody who isn't kind. Because my kind of person, I'm highly sensitive.
Wow.
So if you don't meet certain criteria, I would not be with you. That's the truth.
I wish, okay, so if those criteria are private, I would definitely like to hear them.
I would like to
They're
keep them
private.
private.
Oh, that's fine. Don't worry. During the break, we'll ask you.
Also,
It's okay, I get it. Let me go on a break. Let me let you take a breather. When we come back, we'll move on to another segment of this question, and we'll let you relax on this a bit. and come to other things. You're such a gorgeous woman. I think you are. And
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm really happy that your beauty and brains, and I'm really happy that that you're in this set this morning. Let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll talk about other things. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're speaking with Queen Tobi, and we're talking about your role as a queen, your role as how you started your career. But there's a final segment I'd like us to touch on, which is confidence building. And the reason why I say that is because you exude so much confidence, right? And there are lots of young people today that are beautiful, but because of circumstances around their lives, because of circumstances they grew up in, they don't see that beauty. And and even if they're beautiful, they don't believe that they're beautiful, number one. Number two, those who even know they are beautiful, people already assume they are dumb. They don't respect them or give them the adequate respect for who they are. That's number two. Number three, some say, oh, because you're not married, no matter how fine you are, all your successes is nothing. So you're a beautiful woman. You've been a beauty queen. You're a queen now, and you made some choices. I'd like you to, let's talk about that. How do you help young people? How did you get to the point where you're so confident in yourself and able to find yourself to this point?
Okay. So I've always been quite a confident kid because my father would tell me I'm beautiful, dress me up and all that.
Oh, nice.
And I would sit in front of the mirror for hours. As a matter of fact, they thought I was really vain for a child. But, you know, the Christian background still keeps me grounded. So even though I am vain, I wasn't wayward as
so
a
you
child.
agree you're vain?
Yeah, I know. So then at some point, getting into uni, the pressure and all that, now with social media age, confidence is not something you really see in young people because the way social media kind of flushes off it wipes off your confidence if you don't really know who you are,
right,
or if you're not coming from a solid point. What I would like to say to young people pertaining to that is you have to remind yourself of who you are every day. If you have to write it down, if you have to say it to yourself in front of the mirror, say, I am beautiful, I am confident. Say your normal prayers because God listens. So whatever it is you really want to be, if it's for you to get more confident, if it's for you to get richer, if it's for you to work, don't just say, I wish to be rich without working. But whatever it is you want to improve yourself on, you have to pray about it. You have to say it to yourself, standing in front of the mirror, looking into your eyes, because you are who you say you are, because even the Bible says there's power in the tongue. So you have to define how you want your life to go. If you see you're lacking in some aspects, take physical measures and mental measures to improve that aspect. And then for women, they can just always take care of their skin, your hair. Those are the basic things for women, for you to look confident. Your hair, your skin. Note the kind of outfits that suits your personality or how you want people to perceive you. Then work on improving those things and see how everything about you just goes from 0 to 100.
Wow, I like that.
I love the last part. I seriously do, because I think some people don't dress to suit their personalities. You see you're dressed, but you're concerned about certain areas that you don't want to show. When you can wear something that covers it, and just don't worry. Because I think when you don't have to worry then about that, your confidence will be boosted. I would like you to talk about, dating.
Okay.
How would a young girl watching today follow your idea of dating and, protect themselves? Because you just shared that you're from a grounded background because of the kind of upbringing which was Christian that you had. And you were still able to date, meet people and all of that. So can you please share, what you'd advise?
Okay, so pertaining to dating, first, know what you want and recognize what you don't want.
Don't waste time.
Yeah, so that's the only way you wouldn't just be roaming around and going from. So, as a matter of fact, while I was dating, I had a book where I'd write list of things I like.
Like what? Now you've been asking. You talked about
Okay,
these
let's
things.
start with just basics.
Okay.
Okay, I liked height. You
As a
know.
tall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm tall and I don't want to be with somebody who's shorter than I am because I
Okay.
like wearing heels.
Okay.
So that was just like a non-negotiable for me.
Okay.
Then, being God-fearing, good-looking.
God is not relative. God is very relative.
God is relative depending on how you.
Okay.
And then somebody who doesn't shut you up, somebody who helps you makes you feel better.
Right.
You know, there are some people that when you step up with them, you feel like
Less.
I'm not really supposed to be with this person because you're not. Yeah, you feel better with them indoor than being outdoor. If you find yourself with such person, then maybe you should try to leave that relationship. Because at the end of the day, it will wear you off your confidence. Like it will wash off your confidence because you won't be happy to show that side of your life.
Right.
And of what use is you spending time in a relationship
If you're not happy to
that
flaunt.
you're not happy to be in.
So most young girls you see now would say if he doesn't have a house, he doesn't have money, he doesn't have cars, he doesn't have businesses, I won't get involved.
Okay.
That was way different from what we had growing up. So at the time, you have to just make sure that he has potentials, and then both of you will work together to, create something. But now, nobody is waiting for potentials. In fact, it has to have certain things physically before you can get in. Do you think that is putting a lot of men under pressure?
Yes,
right
it
now?
is actually. But to each his own. It's simply because times have changed. You've been in a relationship with somebody and the person tells you that you're my one and only. When he leaves you, he's telling 5 others or 3, 7 people that's for normal relationship now. He's telling them you're my one and only. So because young people already found out that this is how it is. It's like most people are just playing games. So if you're going to be spending your time with somebody in a relationship, yeah, they want something to compensate them. So that at the end of the day,
Even if you walk away, at least I got something, right?
you're smiling.
I got you. Let me go on a very short break. When I come back, final lap of this conversation, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have our guests with us, and we're going to be wrapping up very soon. But there's a question that has been on my mind. So if the Ooni of Ife decides to marry more wives, would you be okay with it?
It's okay if that's what he wants.
Right. And it won't bother you?
Okay, let me ask you.
Let her answer the question now. Would it bother you?
Maybe to some extent, but because we're humans, right? But naturally, if you know who you are, you won't be so bothered by being in a group, kind of. You get my point?
Right.
So, like, you know that, okay. And also, if you have your personality outside being somebody's wife,
Right, absolutely.
you won't feel too offended. And knowing that this relationship or being in this marriage, he's a traditionalist.
Right.
He has a right to want to have many women if he chooses to.
So you're fine
We
with it?
already know that, so I don't think it should bother.
Okay, fantastic. Right.
Someone is asking on Twitter, Honorable Ademola Alalade says, I should ask Queen Tobi that as Olori to the Ooni, what is your plan for your immediate community and how will you use your position to influence girls and women in the society?
Okay. First, because I'm a fashion designer and I'm beauty conscious, I would, once I flesh out my business, I'd set up an academy where people can learn fashion. You know, apart from going to school these days, you have to learn a skill. So that's something I'm willing to contribute to the community. And we're working on it, so.
That's like a pet project you're going to have? Or?
Yeah.
Nice.
as time goes by.
So I was going to ask before Mo cut me, because she thought I was cutting you. There are certain dramas that we've seen online. We've seen where women are uncouth, in the pain. Recently now, Oshun drama is happening with the son of the governor and his wife, who's recently decided to separate from him, calling out everything. How would you react to, women who, yes, maybe marriage didn't work or relationship has failed, but when they're leaving, they want to break the table and shatter the roof?
I'm not judging anyone, but I feel like this generation is just like that. But there are still some people that are not going to scatter the whole place because something didn't work out. You take it in strides. There was a time where I was with Kabezi and the thing didn't work out. I just got myself together and tried to focus on me. I mean, if you're able to establish your persona outside your relationship, then you won't feel like dragging the whole house down when everything is not going well. I think that's something the youth need to learn, that end of relationship doesn't mean the end of the world. And there are times where some friendships or relationships, they're not meant to last a lifetime. They're just life-giving relationship for a certain period of time, not a lifetime kind of friendship.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me let you want to jump in here?
Yes. So, what would you tell a young woman who sees you, admires you, and wants to be like you, wants to be able to maybe land the king someday? How would you prepare them?
First, work on improving yourself on all fronts. Physical appearance, that's just a little. Your skills, your personality. When you're undeniably good, you're good. There were interferences and they would say, no, Koyeko, but something about your grace will speak for you.
Absolutely.
And you hold on to God too.
Right.
I don't go to church every day.
Right.
I'm saying this because I've already said something about God, But when you pray and you communicate with God, grace will speak for you at every point in time.
Quickly, in addition to that, you are traditionalists
Yeah.
by marriage
Yeah.
right now. How do you combine traditional rites? I'm sure you're supposed to have some from time to time with the Christian God.
Well, it's all in the purity of the heart. Christianity puts a label to it that this is the way they want you to practice the religion. And now, me being married to a traditionalist does not stop me from praying to God my own way. And I can still do the traditional activities as long as you're doing whatever it is with a pure heart,
Right.
without malicious intentions. Then how I see it is that you're still communicating with the same God.
I have two questions because we have to wrap up soon. I have two important questions for you. You're married to a man who's had a lot of baggage.
Okay.
I say baggage, first wife, second wife, the whole drama. How would you ensure that you don't become a baggage or some kind of story? How are you confident that you also not be one of those, she left, though, this thing happened, though, something happened, though? That's one. Secondly, cooking. Do you cook? And do you cook for him? And if you cook for him, what does he like to eat the most?
Okay. Oluwa ló ń fi fúnni, God gives.
Right.
So if you say, how would you ensure that you wouldn't leave, blah, blah, blah? It all depends on your determination in life or what you hold dear.
Let me rephrase that, Queen. There's a word BC always use. What's that thing we use? That phrase we use? That thing that your limits in marriage. That thing.
Your
Boundaries.
red flags?
Your red flag or your... There's a phrase we used to use.
Okay.
What's that thing that he does? And you're like, you know what? That's it.
The deal breaker.
The deal breaker.
Oh, your
Queen.
deal breaker.
Deal breaker.
Normally, my own deal breaker would be, don't ever lay your hands on me.
Okay.
Like, if that happens, it's over.
That's it. Okay.
And he's not that kind of person.
Okay.
So, and also, if you have a relationship where you can communicate, these are the things I like, these are the things I know, and you respect each other, You guys will not get to the point where you're clashing, because when something is happening, you can easily call your husband and say, I don't like this. Husband can easily call wife and say, I don't like this.
Fantastic. We have just 30 seconds. Food that your husband likes to eat. Do you even cook at all? Or just the maids that cook?
I cook.
For him or just for yourself?
I cook for myself. I'm a fantastic cook, but he has a chef.
He has a chef. Okay, so you don't cook for him?
No.
Oh, you should. Okay, well, he has tasted your food before.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Okay, that's all we can take. Any final words for our
Okay,
viewers
let me
who love
take
you?
tweets from you.
Tweets, okay.
David Shea says, Olori Tobi is so real. I'm wishing you a peaceful life journey with the king. Kylie says, wow, she looks so beautiful. They think you're an angel.
Thank you.
And then,
yes, and Van Gaal says, this lady is spitting some sense. She thinks I'm very real.
Thank you very much.
That's all we can take on today's show, but we really appreciate you gracing our platform this morning. We appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. It's not easy to have a queen, you know, in your midst. We've had this, the second queen we're having. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
We wish you the best.
Thank
we
you.
just hope that you've continued to find joy and happiness in the kingdom of the Ooni of Ife. Okay, that's all we can take on today's show. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.